Hello. It's good to see you. Glad you could join me. Here today we're in StarCitizen. It's been a while. I haven't been in StarCitizen for maybe 6 or 7 months. I always take a break here and there. Right now we're with my character. This is Siler Morvis. Commander Siler Morvis. Weird name, I know, but it's my sci-fi character name. It's been around since Elite Dangerous dropped back in 2013. Kind of kept that character throughout. Here we're at my favorite restaurant, Elroy's. And today, well, we're gonna grab a snack. Take a snack, take in some of the views, and as the title says, we're gonna be delivering boxes today. Let's see what we got here. Not really in the mood for ice cream. Protein bar could be good. What? Well, let's grab a protein bar. An apple. You know what they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. These ones look pretty good. And as you can see at the bottom left of our screen... Wait, where's my mouse? Bottom left of our screen here. We're getting a little bit of hydration from that apple, but we're still quite thirsty. So, I think we have water here. No, we only have cruise. Oh, we do. Vestal water. There we go. Take a couple of sips of this and we should be good to get to work. 100%? Yep. Always remember, kids, recycle whenever you get a chance, even in the verse. I had been considering... Where is the recycling bin anyways? I had been considering calling this, it's okay to go to sleep while I deliver boxes in space. But then I remembered that canonically, it is called the verse in the StarCitizen universe. And so we'll try and keep it lore friendly. Where on Earth is... Well, we can go to Garcia's Greens. Maybe we'll use their recycling bin. Oh, no, I see one over there. Okay. We're okay. You know, of course, some of you StarCitizen people, you might be wondering why are you walking everywhere? Well, because, we're kind of role-playing. I could be just running around, and sometimes that might make sense, but we're just a citizen of the verse. We are walking. Let me just take off this light really quick. I don't think I'm able to deactivate it, just so we don't have that light flashing in my face. There we go. Recycling bin right over here. There we go. It's kind of clipping out. Oh, it's clipping out. The trashes have been doing that recently. Been acting all funny. Nothing's just simply dropping in anymore. What on earth? Oh! Kobe. Okay. So we are in my hometown. At least has been my hometown for most of my time in StarCitizen, which is not too much. I've been playing on and off for about 3 years. But I really like New Babbage. And that's because there's a mission, the 890 jump mission, which I won't be doing, not in this video, perhaps a future one. But doing that mission gets you this swanky uniform, which I rather like. Let me get the helmet on, actually. absolutely love the Stitcher outfit. We're also kind of going for a bit of an aesthetic, which I'll explain once we get to the hangar. But right now, we're just going to take in the view, and we're going to make our way over to the train, the metro loop, I should say. We're going over here. And we are going to take the metro loop over to the spaceport so that I can retrieve my ship. Or one of my ships, I should say. This video is, well, it's, you might just be here to relax and watch, but you may also be here because you want to get to sleep. And so I'm going to make it as relaxing as possible. We're going to do something relatively calming, like logistics, delivering boxes. I'm also going to try and immerse you however I can and discuss, or at least describe, what I'm doing, so that even people who are not familiar with the game, I think we're gonna miss this one. That's okay. So that people who are not familiar with the game can kind of understand what's going on. Oh. That was quick. Normally the train leaving in 7 seconds. Perfect. I'm gonna take a seat. And hopefully this person doesn't come up and talk to me because, well, we haven't bound a key to push to talk. Yeah, I'm looking pretty snazzy, gotta say. So are they, but you know, they're just in pretty common heavy armor. I actually like to roll in light armor, even though there's really no benefit nowadays. Because StarCitizen is an alpha, so there's not a lot of restrictions on heavy armor that there will be in the future. But I like to wear light armor. One, because it makes me a little bit easier to kill, and I kind of like the challenge. But I also like the aesthetic. I don't like wearing bulky crap. We'll be arriving at the spaceport pretty soon here. For anyone who's not familiar with StarCitizen, the chances for immersion are quite high if you take them. Okay, we've arrived.
The capsule will be leaving the station momentarily.
Let me just check my items. I don't know why I'm getting notified. This is one of my ships, but I don't know why it's 7.2 megameters away. It doesn't make much sense. Let me just check one thing here. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why. Okay. For anyone who's wondering about the song, if you happen to like the song you're listening to right now, be sure to check the description. I'm trying to put original compositions on every single one of my videos. So if you like the song, check the link in the description. You'll be able to find it. The music in StarCitizen itself is also quite nice, but yeah, we're going to try and roll without it and just put my own stuff in. But I will tell you otherwise. Now, I'm going to take the elevator to... It didn't give me a choice. Okay. It is now at the NBIS terminal. Now it is at us, the Metro Loop. And we're going to go up to the NBIS terminal. That stands for the New Babbage International Spaceport, I believe. New Babbage is the main or capital city on the planet of microtech, and they kind of deal in, I believe, pharmaceuticals or medicines. My character is actually someone who works a lot of logistics and security jobs for various microtech companies. Of course, there's no game mechanic for that other than contracts, but that's how I roleplay the character. I actually am looking forward to medical gameplay. Right now, you can rescue people who put up beacons to be rescued. You can rescue people, you can resuscitate them, and the like. Don't mind that. This is actually kind of very common in StarCitizen. Oh, it's nighttime. Look at that. Take in the view.
Hello, and welcome to New Babbage, capital city of minority. Where creative innovation meets innovative creativity.
What you see here is snow, because microtech is actually the coldest of the planets. Maybe I can show you on the map here. I can scroll out New Babbage, which is on microtech, which is in the microtech system. As you can see, we have a couple of moons here, and if I scroll even further out, you can see the Stanton system. And we are on the planet that is furthest from the sun. The other main planets being ArcCorp, Hurston, and Crusader. Now we also have Terra Gateway, which I do not believe serves a function yet. Pyro and the Nyx gateways can get you to those star systems. I have not been to Nyx, although Pyro is where the outlaws like to go. There is no security there. I don't know why you're talking to me, sir. We're going to run over here to the fleet manager.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Now these are my 3 main ships. These ones I own permanently. They're tied to my account. Of course, I can buy any other ship I want to with in-game currency, but no matter how many times a server restarts or something happens, I will always have these 3. Drake Cutlass Red, which is a good all-around ship, but it focuses on medical. So when they have medical gameplay more fleshed out, I want that to be my main game loop. The other 2, as you can see, are heavy fighters. Gray Shiv is kind of looks a lot like the Cutlass Red, except it's like a junker ship. It's put together by multiple different other types of ships. Has a lot more storage, a lot more firepower. However, it's a bit of a glass cannon. And the Mirai Guardian, well,
It was great.
really cool looking ship. Huge guns. Good for bounty hunting, apparently. I haven't gone around in it much, but it looked like I traded in a bigger ship for those 2 smaller ones. And the Origin 300i, well, that is not tied to my account. That one is just, how would you call it? It's one that I found. When I did the 890 jump mission, my ship got messed up and I needed to make an escape, and so I decided to take their Origin, and I still have it. But I'm going to retrieve the Cutlass Red,
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
which is the first ship I ever
Your
really
vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
traded in and bought.
Your
So,
base visit
go to
is
the
ready.
medium hangar. And we'll go over to my medium hangar. And there's something I wanted to say. Can't quite remember it now. There she is. Maybe I'll take a... wonder if I can get a nice... Oh, that's quite nice, you know, for the thumbnail footage or something. A little bit misleading, seeing as we're going to deliver boxes. Oh, right, so you might be wondering, if I'm doing deliveries, why would I take the ship with less capacity? For the deliveries I want to do, for this relaxing go-to-bed type stream, I don't need much storage space. And this allows me to answer rescue beacons, which, if I go into my contracts, well, first of all, I always take mercenary call to arms. So in case I run into any bad guys on my travels, if I put them down, I get a little reward on the side. So there are beacons. If somebody needs a rescue, you can answer it. And then I can put on my ambulance lights and go find them. But we also want to do hauling, planetary and stellar hauling. Well, I'm starting to get more, maybe even courier missions. We'll take a look in a second. First of all, I wanted to explain my loadouts. Hide the chat. Well, first order of business is always put the helmet on. Because if I don't have this on, and we open up the doors to go into space, we're in trouble. Now, my equipment, I have all kinds here. Of course, I have my medevac rescue light, which tells other players that I am, in fact, some kind of a paramedic to some, or at least I'm a medevac personnel. I have all my Stitcher armor here, and I have, even though I'm running logistics, I have a trusty sidearm. It is a Coda pistol with a suppressor, and 2x holographic sights. This gun is effectively a revolver, so it has 6 shots, and I have 5 extra clips with me. As well as this, I have my trusty multi-tool, which has the medical add-on and an extra refill cartridge so that I can heal both people and myself. As you can see, it gives me diagnostics of health, my heart rate, anything I need to know. On top of that, I have a trusty tractor beam, helps me move boxes. Quite a beaut. And of course, med pens, simple, essentially health potions in space. And that's it. So very much a utility-based kind of an outfit build with a basic sidearm for protection. Hopefully I never have to use it, but I'm ready to if I have to. Occasionally I do run mercenary jobs, so I'm not a stranger to defending myself out of the verse. Now, time to deliver boxes in the verse. Care to join me? Let's go. We'll close the platform behind me, just in case any sneaky pirates decide to come on. And then we'll open into the med bay here. I like to also close off the med bay just in case. Now the med bay, very useful. Has 2 medical beds. I believe they are tier 3. Okay, so not the most powerful, but it allows you to heal all kinds of broken limbs, gunshot wounds. People can even respawn or be resuscitated here. Medical care, administration, regeneration. I can transfer my imprint to here so that if any accidents befall me on the trip, and my ship is still intact, I can actually respawn here instead of being sent all the way back planet side. Because that may be inconvenient for us. Okay. If you're dehydrated, it will also hydrate you, at least temporarily, but you know, still a good idea to have some water in your system at some point. Now, leaving the med bay, we're going to go into the living quarters. And here, I have my bunk beds, places to put weapons or various tools, some storage space, and of course, interesting is in the Cutlass Black, there's a turret here, but in the Cutlass Red, the medical Cutlass variant that I own, they instead put a bathroom. Look at that. You could sit. Funny thing, weird design choice, however. No door. And that's the pilot seat right over there. Anybody could just walk in, and I could be taking a dump. Nothing I can do about it. But there you go. Sometimes I wonder if a turret would have been more handy. And like all Cuddy variants, there are 2 seats, one for the co-pilot and one for the pilot. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Speaking of which, they shouldn't be. Let's turn them off real quick. And in the meantime, we're going to look for a suitable contract. Let's see what we have for stellar hauling. Direct small cargo haul. Now, I can hold 12 SCU of things. However, an extra 3 SCU is not hard to squeeze in. It just won't be locked down, but I can definitely throw it in here. However, I might, maybe not here. What do we have in hauling? Interstellar. Wow. Some really high-paying ones here. Career jobs? Interesting. I don't know. Deliver 3 SKU of aluminum to Sakura Sun Goldenrod Work Center. I happen to make a lot of deliveries there. And as well as Complex A on Microtech, and I have to collect everything from Port Tressler. This one, for the price, actually not bad. Now, oftentimes I would take multiple missions, but this is StarCitizen. I wouldn't suggest taking more than one. But we'll start off with this, we'll accept the offer, and we'll track it. Good. Now, I happen to have a Logitech X56 HOTAS, which is a hands-on throttle and stick, which is very popular for flight simulators. I can also use my mouse and keyboard to control various functions. I do have some interactable buttons here, and for your viewing pleasure, I will try and use them as often as I can, or even kind of refer to the screens. But here, I'm going to put power to systems, which I can do here. So we're going to go into flight ready mode. She purrs like a kitten. Beautiful. Now, keep an eye on all our shields. We're going to let them warm up here. Keep an eye on this meter. This is our speed, meters per second. And then we have our gravitational modifier. You might be familiar with people who fly in jets. They undergo many, many Gs. This will go as high as 10, 11 sometimes. And you might see my character nearly black out or get bloodshot. It's because the Gs are varying. And, well, That's just what happens. It doesn't happen when you fly in space, but when you get near orbital bodies, like planets and space stations, it could have an effect on you. Okay. You, the viewer, don't really need to know everything that's going on here. But I'm just going to do a general ship check, make sure everything is healthy. We have our quantum drives are offline, but that's because we're not in that mode. If I were to switch to navigation mode, my shields go off, as you can see. They diminish over here. My quantum drives are online, which allows me to fly much faster and to warp. Now let's balance out the power systems here. Good. These are our weapons. These are this is our engines. And these are our shields. As you can see, everything is good temperature, room temperature, 21 degrees Celsius. I'm going to I have one more pip. I'm going to put full power to shields just in case. It's going to make my electromagnetic signature a little bit higher, but it'll offer me slightly better protection. Okay. Good. Now, I was experiencing a bit of a bug before where I could not lift off. Is that going to happen? I think I'm experiencing it again here. Well, I could drive forward. It's an interesting bug. Right now, my ship is acting as if it's flying in the air, but it's not. In fact, it's stuck on the landing pad. This has happened consistently every day since I've been back. But I know the fix, luckily. So we're going to power down our systems real quick. Apologize for this. We're going to get out of the ship. We're actually going to run over really quick. I bet some of you are wondering, when on earth is he going to start delivering boxes? But you know, you came here to fall asleep, so I suppose a couple of slowdowns aren't so bad, because you're not really here to watch, are you? But I would like to make it a little bit interesting, so hold tight.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
So, my Drake Cutlass, I will store it.
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility. Please visit us again. Bye.
We'll let it go down. And we're gonna wait patiently for the doors to close. And for the lights to come back on. And I'm gonna have a sip of coffee really quick. Good. And now,
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
we're gonna retrieve our ship.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following. Please visit us again.
It's a good thing I can't be late for work. Let's give it a shot. Every other time I've done this, it has solved my problem, so I'm confident that we will be able to hit the road. Excellent. And for some reason, my ship systems are on again. So there's some weird bug happening. Well, systems online, engines are off. So let's turn the engines on. Let's get some power to the engines here. Excellent. Let's test our liftoff. There we are. I wanted to do that, so now you can see here. Now I'm off. So now that we're off, let's call into air traffic control. Air traffic control, this is Commander Siler Morvis requesting permission to take off.
You are all clear to leave.
No, I don't actually have to do that. I really just have to push a button, but it's important to have some fun. So, doors are opening. Excellent. Let's get on out of here now, shall we? Enjoy this beautiful frosty weather we're having out here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to New Babbage. Right now we're going at a very slow speed because I have my landing gear on. You just observe at the bottom, we're gonna retract our landing gear. And now we're flying at a cool 200 meters per second. I'm going to throttle up as I've been doing manual thrusts. But now we're gonna do automatic. Crank it up. There we are. I'll show you some things again. You can see our speed here going 3.4 Gs. Okay, it's varying. Gonna give you a nice flyby of the city before we hit the atmosphere. Of course, we're gonna go straight up as soon as we can. Let's get some afterburner. Let's get a little bit of height, and I'll be able to show you the city sights. Look at that. Beautiful. We can see some fellow players out here. We can target them. We can get some information on their ships, their distance, their relative speed to us. You know, useful information. We don't want to fly too close, but we can see the commons area is not too far from here. In fact, there's some domes that we can see. I'm trying to, can't quite remember where they are. But if I park next to them, you can actually get to the shopping mall a lot quicker that way. It's usually where there's a few players, so maybe it's that way. Let's see. Oh, I believe I see them. Yes, indeed. Can I take my hands off here for a second? Right there, if you park. You can park on the ice, and you can actually go into the shopping malls, which are here, where I started this video, actually. Just to give you an idea of the scale, for those of you who are not familiar with StarCitizen. These are fully modeled cities and planets. Okay. Enough of the city. It's time to hit space. So I'm going to angle myself up here, maybe 75 degrees. You can see a readout on the side here of my MFD, how many kilometers I am from the planet's surface. We're starting to leave the atmosphere. We can see the stars a lot better. I'm going to enter navigation mode. Shields are down. As soon as it spools, you'll see my speed reach upwards to 1,200 meters per second. A quick view behind us. You can see we're leaving the planet at quite a speed. Go into the outside camera mode here. Get a beautiful look at the horizon. And as you can see, folks, the planet is very much not flat. Now our first stop is Port Tressler. Normally I would plug it into the nav computer, but Port Tressler is actually right here. So I will calibrate. I will engage quantum.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
We'll burn in towards Port Tressler. Ooh, getting a little bit lightheaded. Let's exit navigation mode.
Shield system online.
Oof. Bit of a head rush there, my apologies. But here we are, heading onto Port Tressler, one of my favorite places to hang out in StarCitizen. Lots of useful amenities. We're gonna take off with the thrusters to low, so we engage only manual thrust here. Excellent. We're going to request permission to land. Port Tressler ATC, this is Commander Siler Morvis requesting permission to land. Good. Let's see there in the gold writing, we've been assigned one of these two hangars here. I believe I have to approach it from the other side. Be this one on the right side. Indeed. Oh no, I stand corrected. We're on the wrong side. That ought to be it right there. We'll engage our landing gear. It'll keep our speed in check.
Gear down.
We can only travel at 30 meters per second right now, which is good. Now, because we're doing a pickup, I'm actually going to face my butt to the freight elevator, which is actually over this side here. You can see it's labeled for those of you who know how to read. So we'll just do a quick little spin here. Not going to be too perfect. I can just back up and park it. Another successful landing. We're going to disengage the engines. Disengage. Doesn't seem to be working. I'll have to do my keyboard. There we are. And for anyone wondering, if you happen to hear the music you're listening to right now, if you happen to like the music you're listening to right now, check the link in the description. Check out my SoundCloud and Spotify. Plenty of other tracks there for your listening enjoyment. Okay. Now, when I'm loading in stations, I like to close this. Again, for the same reason, pirates. Pirates come in, they won't be able to get past this room. There's our freight elevator. Excellent. So we can see our aluminum is in the warehouse right now. We'll lower the elevator. Get our trusty tool ready. This will help us carry boxes. You'll see, it's a wonderful tool. We will move the aluminum to the elevator, and we'll raise the elevator. And there they are. We can detach the boxes. So you can see they've given me 6 single boxes. There we go. Lock it in. These are quite light, so the tool I'm using here is more than enough to get the job done. We'll just stack them all on one side. My ship can carry 12 units, 6 on either side of the ramp. I think I made a mistake as to where I placed. So we'll just throw this in recklessly, and then we'll go in and fix it. I see exactly where I made the mistake. There we go. Perfect. So I can hold sticks on either side here. And if I needed, I could just kind of throw boxes, extra boxes, wherever I want. Now they won't lock in, but I could theoretically place a bunch of crap in here. That's, at your discretion. Your mileage may vary as to what happens. Doesn't always work out. Okay. Perfect. We successfully made a pickup, and now, as you can see, my radar is catching 2 places where I have to deliver it. But we'll let the navigation computer handle those details. We'll lock in the location as soon as we can. Just engage the engines. Port Tressler, this is Commander Siler Morvis requesting permission for takeoff. Okay. Got one person ahead of me. It's a good time to take a sip of your favorite drinks. for any of you who are familiar with StarCitizen, what's your favorite thing to do in it? If do you like doing deliveries? Do you like PvP, bounty hunting, pirating perhaps, or maybe mining, salvaging? For me it varies, but I tend to prefer salvaging and logistics. Bounty hunting occasionally, although combat can be a bit janky. Not fun to lose your ship to weird issues. Then again, all manner of weird stuff happens in StarCitizen, no matter what you're doing. So, however, yesterday, when I was making preparations for today's recording, I had a good 2.5 hour session, testing everything out. Not one issue, not one glitched mission, not one... I mean, a couple of small-ish bugs, but overall pretty good. Okay, well, we have permission to exit. Retracting landing gear. And that is us. We are leaving beautiful Port Tressler. But we'll be back. We always come back to Port Tressler. Okay. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to engage throttle up. And we're going to look into the navigation computer here. We have 2 stops we need to make. Pick either one of these. It calculates the distance. So first is Sakura-san Goldenrod Work Center. I just made a delivery there this morning, actually, so it's programmed in. Now I just have to follow the trail it leaves me. We'll enter navigation mode. So that one. Let those G's pass through. For some reason, it's not registering the location. Ah, there we go. You can't see it through the planet, but we are calibrated. And now, engage quantum drive. And now, it's going to send us across. We're going to circumnavigate Microtech here, probably onto the dark side. Yeah. Beautiful. The other shipment is on this side, although still quite far. 24 kilometers out. We're going to boost in just a little bit. We're going to avoid passing out from all the G's. And we are going to exit navigation mode. Ooh. We just passed out a little bit. Okay, we're okay. Now, we're also going to engage our lights, which for us are also handy little emergency lights. And we just need to deliver this shipment. Now, on Sakura-san, I'm going to disengage the throttle here. Throttle all the way down. Good. I don't need to request landing here. But you can see, Sakura, you have 2 wings, one up here, one down here, and on either wing are 2 landing pads. Both of these seem to be free, and I want to have my butt facing this opening here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, we're gonna limit our speed. 17, we're just gonna coast in nice and slow. Engage landing gear and just turn around. Oh. Let's check our backside here. It's not the best view. Maybe third person will help. Yeah, okay. I try not to pilot like this all the time. It's technically cheating, but yeah. We're also recording a video for you all, so you know, wanted everything to go nice and smooth, right? Landing complete. Can we disengage the engines here? We cannot. There's another StarCitizen bug for you. Press I on my keyboard in order to disengage the engines. Okay. Our lights are still on, but that's okay. We're just going to announce to everyone that we're here. As you can see, actually, I need to reactivate my emergency light here. So if I carry it, you can see that I can inspect it. Oh, look at that, quite interesting. You can also throw this on the floor like it was a Pokeball. But what we want to do is activate it. Just so that people are aware of our presence. Which, you might ask, is that a good idea? And in many circumstances, it is not. But seeing as I'm role-playing someone who's delivering in the middle of the night, and I'm also someone who role-plays a paramedic, I guess you could say, it's important for me. So here, we'll take it off, place it on our chest, and now we just have a huge beacon glowing blue. It's actually kind of cool. Okay. Now, we have to bring aluminum. I don't know if the game's going to be picky as to which 3 boxes of aluminum. I don't think so. Because it's all part of one mission, even though it's 2 different locations. But just gotta... Now, these aren't really high value things that I'm delivering, but you never know. There could be NPC or AI controlled characters in the area. Sometimes that happens. Depending on what you're doing. But sometimes other players wait for you to stop paying attention and they come. And they punish you for not paying attention. So I think I can lazily deliver. Can I lock it in from here? Oh, yes I can. I think I overshot it though. Oh, there we go. There. 1 box. Oh, okay, somebody's walking over there, but they're very janky, so I think this is an AI controlled character, and if it is... Wait a second. Are they near the freight elevator? Hold on a second. Let's drop this box. Let's go figure out what's going on here. No, they're not at the elevator. I don't know if that's a bug or I can hear another ship. Okay. Just investigate. Who is this? Okay. I think we're fine. There we are. We have 3 units of aluminum. Let's lower the elevator. It's recognizing the mission. Confirm. And then we should see this. There we are. 1 location done. You can see here it's quite cold. Nearly 40 degrees below Celsius, which, if you are American, minus 40 Celsius is actually equivalent to minus 40 Fahrenheit. That is where the 2 metrics meet one another. Okay. 3 more to deliver. Temperature's raised up to 7. Wonder if that'll go even higher once I engage the engines.
Engines online.
Okay.
Knowledge complete.
We're gonna do a rough getaway here. Lift up the landing gear. Built up. Full throttle. Right into navigation mode. And overdrive. Afterburners. We'll disengage our lights. I wonder why we're sitting at 7 degrees on interior here. My engines are at 22. You'd think I'd be capturing some of that warmth. Well, it is quite cold. Having space. Okay. Let's check our nav computer and let's program it to the next location. Grey Cat Stanton 4 Production Complex A. I don't frequent this place as much, but I assume it's more or less the same. Just lock into the location here. Calibrating. Ready to engage.
Overdrive is now on.
I wonder if my bug has something to do with this random Drake Cutlass. If it's glowing blue, it means I own it, but it can't be my Drake Cutlass because I'm currently in my Drake. So I don't quite know. Oh, look at the view. You can see you can kind of see the clouds up ahead.
Overdrive is now on.
Right over here, you can see the clouds. Quite nice. Turn our lights on. So we hit about 10 kilometers. Yeah. Get out of nav mode. Good. I gotta be a bit smoother with that. Blacking out is problematic. Not so bad when you're 8 kilometers up, but if I was any closer, that would be certain death. Okay. This is actually looking to be very similar to the other place. I may have to request landing here, though. Nope, I don't. We're okay. Somebody dropped their corundum here on the side of the platform. It's irresponsible.
Landing gear down.
Um,
Landing complete. Engines offline.
Good. We'll finish off this job really quick. You can definitely be making a lot better money elsewhere. Some mercenary jobs definitely pay better than this, but well, nothing's quite as relaxing as just delivering boxes. Being honest with you. Let's drop them out there in front. It's not responding. There we go. Send it in. Send it in. There we go. Just drop it inside. Oh, I almost locked it. Hopefully nothing bugs out. That would be a tragedy. Should one of these boxes just disappear into the ether. It happens. Okay. Doesn't really matter where I place them, but you know, I want things to look more or less orderly. You can see the frosty details on my outfit here. You can even see, you can even see the grenades that I'm holding, the ammo clips that I'm holding. It's a lot of detail. Lots of attention to detail. Okay, they're all there. Let's send it. Confirm. It should end the job, and also we have 213,000 credits. Contract complete, and now 274. That's a easy 61K. Honestly, not bad. Pretty quiet night at the shipping yards over here. A lot of times there's a lot more hustle and bustle, but maybe people are busy checking out the new star systems. Maybe they're just not in the mood for deliveries. Ooh. You see, let's just do a weapons check here. Because I left my door open, which means somebody might be in here. I think they like to hide around the beds here and they sneak on. I watch enough YouTube, I know the places. It looks like we're okay though. Sometimes they like to sleep in your bed. Okay. We're 100% fine. Okay. Well, that's one mission completed. So now I want to do another delivery mission, because that is the goal of today's video. Although it is tempting to do other things, I will at the very least try to find a contract that is, well, maybe a bit better paying, or at least brings me somewhere different. Now, there's this courier mission. Oh, I was actually, I might want to do this one. Entry level courier. Now, okay, I'm gonna take this one and track it. Power to engines. Let's go. Collect food supplies from Kovalex Distribution Center. Okay. Sounds fun. Beautiful. Now, what I wanted to say earlier on was when I first started playing StarCitizen, you would do these delivery missions, and I did it in my starter ship, which had no space. It was just like a little jet fighter, very small ship. You could barely even walk around in it. Navigation mode. However, the missions were fun because you had to carry this one box with you. It's actually smaller than the box you just saw. You carry it in your arms, you don't even need a tool. And it was fun. The missions would pay you sometimes 8,000 unit dollars in this game, which is not a lot at all. But it was a fun, immersive little experience. And I think, well, at least I thought, that they had done away with those jobs. That those were more rudimentary, earlier versions. But I think this is what those courier missions are. I think it is the grab the box and deliver it mission. So we're going to check that out. And a little bit of a change of pace, but it'll be fun, I promise. Okay, so we have to collect the food supplies from Kovalex. So let me just program the computer here. We need to pick up the food supplies. It's telling me it's an invalid target. Already selected. Okay, well, maybe we have to warp to the orbital marker, which I'll do right now then. For those of you who don't know, orbital markers are little relays that when you don't have a direct line of sight to your target, they're kind of a place that you can bounce off of. That's what the purpose of them are. By being pointed in this direction, pick up. Orbital marker 3 perhaps. Engage. Perhaps now. Should be about 600 kilometers away from something. Yes, but I should be able to warp there, and I think the game is just bugging out on me right now. So, can we... we're on the wrong tab. Go to the maps. Got food supplies. Untrack. Retrack. I see. Well... this is a tough one, because maybe I can pick a different location. It won't let me click it. Oh, StarCitizen. Select you. And now I'll reselect you. but you won't let me. Funny that the one it doesn't want me to select is the one I need to go to. I can't click this. Cancel this. Oh, computers. We love you. We love the ways you troll us. What to do? Perhaps I can go here. I can warp into this location. It will bring me very close to the other location. Voila. Now eventually in this game, you see I travel through the planets by going to various points of interest. Okay, 117 kilometers out. Now we can calibrate to it. Perfect. Sometimes the navigation computer is not that helpful. But there's all kinds of workarounds. Now what's interesting about what they plan on doing in StarCitizen is that eventually we're going to be able to make bases or, shelters and areas, and you can make a home anywhere you want on the planet. You can live out in the middle of nowhere if you want to. I'm really looking forward to that. Right now, you can buy crafting stations. Right now, you can buy crafting stations and build all kinds of things with blueprints. I haven't looked into that, but I think it'll give me a good excuse to go into mining and salvaging again. I look forward. I think I'm going to take some of the money that I've bought and I'm going to buy, that I've earned. I'm going to buy a vulture, and maybe in the next video, I'll take out my vulture and I'll show you what salvaging is like. We can do salvage jobs and repair jobs. Look at this. Old. I'm gonna throttle down. I think it's exactly what I said it was. So there's no landing pad, which means I just pick a spot. How great would it be to have some Star Wars music playing right now, as you're landing your ship. Disengage the engines. Oh, my lights are still on. I'll turn those off. It's the middle of the day. So you see, not everywhere is full of snow. I can see some snow off in the distance there. It's still -7. It's like a tundra. Ooh, my uniform is... Okay. So I think what we have to do here is go either inside the building and pick up a physical box, or maybe it'll be waiting for us outside. Also, oh, interesting, I can't take my gun out here, so that means it must be, we're in an armistice zone, which means nobody can attack. What's that off in the distance? Oh, interesting. So we have, it's exactly what I said it would be. Look at that. Look at that. It's been forever since I've done a mission like this. That would be a pretty cool thumbnail. Hold on. Maybe more off to the side here. Oh, camera's bugging out. Yeah. To be honest with you, there's another thing you can do with the camera, but I don't quite know how to do it. Where you can zoom out even further. Well, actually, let me... Here's the box. Look at that. I think this is the picture right here. That's I'd take my helmet off if I could, but I'm afraid that'll slowly kill me. I don't want to die. I'm pretty sure I've saved somebody here. Beautiful day though. Just this one itty bitty little box. And for how much money? 37K, honestly. These used to pay basically nothing. And this is hold on, keep dropping the box. This is an entry level. So I believe once I finish this entry level mission, they'll offer me multiple career jobs. So it's in our best interest to get the job done and, get the job done well. But I am no stranger to logistics, so it'll get done. This box, I can really put it anywhere. Might as well put it close to me. We will place the box right there. Perfect. Close the doors. All while nobody can shoot me, people can still sneak into my ship, wait till I get into space, and then whack me in the back of the head while I'm driving. One of my favorite YouTubers does that for a living. He's really good at it. He makes phenomenal content. His name is Grease. Oh, hold on. Something was popping off on my radar here. They're stacked on one another, but there's some kind of something tundra. It's probably a beast that you can actually hunt. I never take those missions though. Okay, swarm her up. There's a cool minus 10 degrees. Crisp. Taking off. I hear somebody. If I hear another ship behind me. Probably just my imagination. Okay. Let's see if my navigation computer is going to do its job. I need to drop off now. 43.43 gigameters. Hold on a second. I see why this is costing paying a lot. It's because it's bringing me to the other side of the verse. Where is that? Mike, Microtech L4 Red Crossroads Station. You can see the title down here when I highlight it. We'll route it. There we go. 695 fuel out of 1600. So even with the lesser, I can get better quantum fuel tanks. Normally I can, and it would make my trip a lot faster. Unfortunately, I don't have that. I'm using stock parts because I haven't gone to Crusader to buy the new stuff, which maybe I will though. But for now, we'll just have to deal with the slower quantum speed, which is not bad because, well, we're not in a rush, are we? Let's get out of the atmosphere. Okay. 12 kilometers, 13 kilometers and counting. Looks like we've left the atmosphere. Just aim ourselves over this way. I have to go to the orbital marker, do I not? What's over here? Sorry, I had to check my surroundings, so we'll go to the orbital marker. Calibrate. And engage.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
Do I have better line of sight of my location? Red Crossroads Station. Calibrating. And engage.
Quantum drive is now on.
Now you'll notice this is the furthest we've gone because it is bringing us quite far. If I look at our map here, we're going all the way here, which is quite a big jump. We've only been traveling within this small area. Now we're going almost across the universe. Or the system, I should say. But what's neat is, well, that's happening because quantum drive doesn't need you to be in the wheel. You can actually walk about my ship. I can check anything. Where my fuses are in check. Place any items you want to. Go to the washroom, take a nap. Won't be that long though. Still full of frost. I can also take my helmet off here. Just get a little breather. My lips. Are my teeth chattering? What's going on here? Cute. I really like the smiley face on the side of the helmet. This uniform gives me very Star Wars, like Rebels, like a rebel type of uniform vibe. Okay. Won't be long now. Track our location on the map here. Now, naturally, because this is a modeled system, these planets are orbiting. Now, this is in the orbit of Microtech, which I believe is orbiting this way. If it were orbiting the other way, it would actually increase my distance slightly over time because it's traveling away from me, right? Only slightly, though. It's not traveling that fast. Just an interesting fact. You can see our quantum fuel here on the side. H2 is our hydrogen fuel for atmospheric travel. We have plenty. And, well, we don't have that much QT. However, we probably have enough to get home, which is the most important thing. But we can always gas up anywhere. Maybe even at this station might not be a bad idea.
Quantum drive is now off.
Ping for any.
Shield system online.
Get my shields up just in case there's an ambush, and we can ping. Get any information on nearby ships. Seems clear. Oh. This person's about 8 kilometers away. They're not moving. It's probably fine. Okay. Drop off food supplies here. Now, is it going to let me... Oh, I drive like a little bit of a maniac sometimes. Mike L4, Red Crossroads. This is Commander Siler Morvis requesting permission to land. Oh, there we go. Space is beautiful, isn't it? Landing gear up. Or down, I should say.
Landing gear down.
Good thing my ship's not actually listening to me. Although I have considered many times getting voice attack. I used to use it for Elite Dangerous, and it is kind of fun talking to your ship and having it do all the things you want to do. It really helps for immersion, and that's why I played these games. In particular, the immersion. Okay, now here.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Take power off of systems completely.
Systems offline.
I should remember to... I don't know if I can fuel up here, but I should remember to fuel up before I leave. Now, I'm not dropping off at the flight elevator. I'm physically carrying this box over to that marker, which is 3 kilometers, but you'll see it's not that far. It's not that far. Once the elevator takes me out of the hangar, we'll be a lot closer to the location. Now, I'll close this door. I'll leave the ramp open, though. I'm not gonna store the ship either. We're just gonna get ourselves an elevator here. Hopefully we can thaw out a bit too. Oh. Take our helmet off right now if we can. There we go. Get a breather. Well, she seems to be enjoying the work she does. That always makes it a bit easier, doesn't it? There's a very good chance that there are no players at this station, although I may be wrong. Let's call the elevator over here. Bit difficult to see. Can I call it from here? Good. Now we have a bunch of landing pads, so we want to go to the lobby. As you can see, we're getting a lot closer. Still, 1 kilometer is quite a walk. This place looks a lot like Port Tressler. Which means we might be able to get something to eat here. Oh, hey, noodle bar. Haven't had noodles in a while. Just put this up here for a second while I choose. Yeah, just please don't take that answer. I got carafe noodles. That's about all you have, isn't it? Well, and water. Okay. That's demon hot. It's quite good. Oh, you guys have fizz. Purple berry, fizz cola. You know what? I'm gonna have a cola instead. Let's see if we can get this in or if it's gonna... Ooh. It's always weird. Okay, that was also weird, but hey, it's in, right? Yeah, there it is. See, some players don't care. Some players just don't care. Okay. I think the servers are just having issues. Okay, thank you, sir. I'll be on my way. So if this is anything like Port Tressler, well, I should know the way. A good chance I have to take the elevators to... what's it called? Galleria? Let's see. Well, they only have a Galleria here. Sometimes they also have a shipping hub, but... that bring us any closer? Ah, well, here we go. That's exactly where we had to go. Is that a real player? I don't think so. Ah, I could have had burritos. Well, you know. Now let's hope that this doesn't bug out. So we want to drop off. How you doing, sir? Okay. Look at that. Over $300,000 in my account. That's quite nice. Oh, you guys got coffee. You're not gonna share it, are you? Oh, whatever. Boy, I have a hankering for a burrito, let me tell you. Give me a hot one, sir. This one's citrus beef. That sounds lovely. Look at that. we're still carrying it. Now, can I sit down? And eat the burrito while I'm sitting? Is that too much, Dad? Oh my god, look at that. Immersion. I want another one. Yeah, let's try the moussaka. It's a little bit cheaper. What is that? Interesting. It doesn't look as tasty, but... Two bites and it's over. Yeah, might as well hydrate since I'm here. Kobe. Wow. Where on earth did that go? Did it even... It's in there, isn't it? What? Okay. You know what? I am here. For those of you who are not used to StarCitizen, or not familiar with it, I should say. You can do shopping.
Okay.
Is there maybe a place to buy armor? Oh, they've got hot dogs here too? Stegman's. Remind me what that is. Got a very industrial vibe to it. Is it like mining supplies? It's nothing. Okay. I gotta burn some calories anyways. Let's run. Maybe you guys don't have... You have a lot of food places, but not much else, huh? Interesting. I mean, you have an advertisement for a kasaba here, but I don't see one. I'll do one quick glance upstairs. You know, in real life, I would be so sick right now. Eating all those burritos, drinking cola, and then running until my heart rate hits 140 BPM. Yeah. You're not quite in your seat, are you, miss? Excuse me.
Hi. Everything good?
That's impressive. Okay. Well, it looks like it's mostly industrial. Some food, not much else. Okay, well. No shopping for us today. Back over to the hangars. Let's take in some of the scenery, shall we? Check this quick. What's that over there? That's probably where my ship is, actually. Of course. Okay, well, let's carry this really quick. Can we activate it? Now, Fun things come in threes, so why don't we look to do one more delivery? We may have more offers for courier. Look at that. We did the one job and now we have many. What about these higher paying ones? To collect laranite from Shallow Frontier Station. And deliver it to shipping area. Oh, they all pay 37k. A research probe. Sure, let's take this one. Let's finish off with this. Oh, it disappeared, did it not? Maybe we can do medical supply delivery. There we go. We'll track it. Security checkpoint. And we'll go back down to my hangar here. There she is. That bug must have been, what was it? Well, see, you can see the name of my ship, the call sign. BO5728XL. Or... I was gonna say the phonetic alphabet. I forgot what O is. In fact, now I think I forget what V is. I was going to say vector, but that's not it. That's embarrassing. I had to know all of this at one point, and I... Oh. Of course, Victor. Victor 05728 X-ray Lima. Make sure we don't have any hooligans on the back of my ship here. Flight ready. Let's put more power to engines here. Okay. Beautiful. This is Commander Silence contacting ATC, requesting permission to take off. Before we leave here, why don't we program the computer, pick up medical supplies. Oh, we nearly forgot. Let's land. If I go in the landing settings here, there we go. We can juice ourselves up real quick. I think at some point you'll be able to manually plug in a gas wire gas line to your ship and fuel it manually, which will be
Quantum fuel is at 100%.
very fun. Okay, quantum's at 100%. Let's go. Retract landing gear. Enter navigation mode.
Shield system offline.
Full thrust.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Okay. Now we're going to pick up the medical supplies here. Where are we to go? Oh, we're going to the moon of Clio, is that right? There we are. So Clio is a moon of Microtech. Let's route ourselves here. There you go. You see I'm still marked in as Drake Cutlass Red. I don't know. I think that's what the bug is caused from, is the fact that the game thinks that there are 2 instances of my ship. Just bizarre. Okay. Well, this will take a moment, so, you know, we can take in the beautiful effects and the music. Enjoy that. I was feeling a little bit tired. Gonna take a little bit of a nap here. Oh, not quite. Lie down. There we are. For those of you who don't know, when you lay in a bed like this, say if you're in the middle of space, if you go over to this menu, you can actually, oh, it doesn't say it here. If you look at the right place, so I think down here, you can actually log out your ship. Of course, I'm in quantum, but if you log out in space, it saves you. Otherwise, if you log out any other way, you'll just, a lot of the times, end up back at your last planet, which, you know, kind of takes away from the immersion, I suppose. But let's get some sleep. Pick in the tunes. Don't worry, I don't think we're gonna crash or anything. We should be fine. It's kind of neat. We can see ourselves approaching the planet, you know, as we get a bit closer. Let's see if I can. Yeah, let's sit here and you can see the planet just pop right into existence. Oh, should be here any second. I just heard the quantum throttle down. Oh, okay, I'm seeing some moons come into view here. They're a bit of a blur, but oh, there it is. There's our planet Clio. Call me now for your free reading. Anybody remember Miss Clio? There we go. Okay, let's Ooh. So this may look like Microtech. Oh no. That sound I forgot to put my helmet on. I could hear myself suffocating there for a brief second. Okay. Oh, that was very bizarre. But here we are at Clio. I mean, it's a massive planet with many outposts and stuff, but it's just a small moon of the bigger planet in which we were... Oh no, I've lied. Oh, hold on. This is... Oh, we're not at Clio yet. This is Microtech. We're going over here to Clio to pick it up. Okay. My bad.
Drive is now on.
Ah, there she is.
Quantum drive is now off.
Okay. And one more to Ryari Cantwell Research Outpost. It's kind of fitting that we, as a part-time paramedic driving a Cutlass Red, are also delivering medical supplies. Speaking of which, I've not seen any announcements for beacons. I also haven't been coming here to look, but that's one thing that's a shame. It feels like sometimes people are always putting on medical beacons, but you'll have days where nobody is ever. Okay. That's just my ship giving me shit, saying I'm driving like a maniac, as we tend to do when we're a bit too comfortable. How close are we? That sounds about right. Disengage the throttle here. What a beautiful entry. I love that. No loading screens, actually flying to planets. I mean, it just doesn't get better than this. Okay. Engage landing gear. Medical supplies. Are they inside the building? I believe so. Just park over here. This reminds me of my first days in StarCitizen. I used to just go to very small outposts like this, pick up boxes, not know how to navigate, how to deliver the boxes. Just delivering a box like this was one of the most difficult things ever. But it was so immersive and so rewarding, and even now it still is. Yeah, it's just another day at work, I guess, but it really is just a lot of fun. Close. There were times where I would, because there's less gravity. See, I float, right? I would run, and I would have a box in my hand, and I'd run off the stairs, and I would fall, and like hurt my leg or something, and it's funny. Or the mission's bugged, something happened. It would tell you it was here, but it was nothing there, or something wouldn't work. But the game has improved so much since then, and this is just in a matter of a few years. So we are in a airlock, so we need to cycle. normalize the temperature and the pressure, which means I can actually take my helmet off if I want to here. Maybe we're dealing with people, so. Good sir, good day. You got anything for sale here? No, you can sell things though. So if you're a miner, you can actually buy things like waste and stims, like cigarettes. You can look at the local market value and then you can bring it somewhere else for a small profit. So you could be a trader if you wanted to. Yeah, that's the thing. Here, I'm just here for the boxes, man. Here we go. Look at that. Medical supplies. Oh, it's even detailed. Look at that. Our helmet on here. Where'd that box go? You have a good one. See you the next time. The next time, you know, thing. Alright, see ya. Oh. What is going on? Do not quite like the parking job, or am I too close to this post? What's going on? Okay, we're almost done with our work week, or work day. I'm sorry. I suppose in some ways it's also a work week. As far as my StarCitizen delivery career is concerned. Okay. Can we engage those engines here? Oh, I really love the sound of that. You feel the rumble, you can almost feel the heat blast into your face. Okay. Taking off. Go into nav mode. Full throttle. And I believe we have to go back to microtech for this last one. Quite see anything because my okay. Calibrating to microtech. Imagine if we could just travel to our own moon in a matter of 5 seconds. Okay, let's drop off the medical supplies. We'll be doing so at the Microtech Logistics Depot here. Sierra 4 Lima Delta 01. I really like how once you enter the atmosphere, you actually hear your ship. It starts to sound like an airplane. We're coming in hot, look at that. There's a forest here too. Exit nav mode. I think I see a ship pulling out there. See the green. However, I'm not picking anything up. Can't ping either. Is that a ship? What is this? A stealth ship? What is this? is bizarre. What is that? It is a ship, but it seems to be very stealthy. This is Commander Siler Morvis requesting permission to land at your facility. Right in front. Perfect. Thank you very much. Been a little while since I've been at the complex like this. Last time I was entering a complex like this, it was not on good terms. I was actually going into quite all matter of weird thing.
Landing gear down.
There's some bizarre experiments happening at this abandoned outpost that looked very much like this one.
Landing complete.
Engines off.
Engines offline.
Alright, make sure my helmet's on this time. Good. We'll take our medical supplies. How much money do we have, actually? 309,000. Okay. Not bad. I've never made a delivery, a box delivery, to this place. Apologize for the keyboard sounds. My palm is sticking to the guard, and it's carrying it above off the table, and then it falls down. If that makes any sense. Call the elevator. I'm really impressed, actually, with elevators now. They used to hang. Oh my god, the amount of times that elevators would break in this game. Ridiculous. I mean, when you make a game this involved and this detailed, with really complex systems, it's only a matter of time before something breaks. Oh, yes. Here's the thing. I'm somehow further. Okay, but I have to get to the security compound. So there's probably another... So we have a main lobby. Landing pads. I know there's a security checkpoint here. I believe I have to go downstairs, though. There's an elevator. It might be down these stairs and then around, wrap it around. It's been a little bit of a... It's been a moment since I've been in here, so... Microtech, a vision of the future. Welcome. Inventory center and security. I think we're on the right path. actually had to bounty hunt in buildings like this, so I have a vague idea. I've also had to... which one is it? I'll try one of them. I've had to resuscitate people, take emergency calls in places like this. Okay, we don't seem to be closer when we go there. Let's try checkpoint 2. Come on, can I see that number get smaller? Nope, it's only gotten bigger. I'm a bit worried. Oh boy. You know what I realized? Put my helmet on before I forget. I realized that security checkpoint, there may be an easier way to get there. Let's go back out to the main floor. Because, none of these elevators are bringing me any closer to where I need to go, which makes me think that destination is nowhere inside this building. If we exit the facility, we go back down to the hangar. Yes, it looks like it's off-site. So the security compound is outside of the main building. It's very obvious to me now. Okay. Gotta get them boxes. Come on. I got boxes to deliver. I wonder how Santa does it, honestly. I mean, I know he's got a sleigh, but then again, technically so do I. I guess it's because it's not magic. Oh. Oh. Come on. Close that. Place that there. Well, let's go. We just gotta fly off-site. Power to engines, please.
Engines online.
Commander Siler Morvis requesting permission to take off.
You are clear to launch.
Launch complete.
Just make sure we don't hit the top here. Sometimes you can also tilt your ship and just do the cheeky little... Ooh, bit of a storm outside, I see. So it looks like the security compound is just...
Thank you, and please visit again.
Ah, it's out in the woods.
Landing gear up.
Oh, there it is. It's off the beaten path, I see. And we got a bit of a snowstorm going on here.
Landing gear down.
This might be tricky. Oh boy. Let me get this straight. You guys want me to deliver something? Okay, you have a bit of a land. No, that's not really a landing pad. And there's a storm. Yeah. You guys really didn't think this one through, did ya? Oh boy. Oh. We'll make it work. We're a seasoned pilot. Okay, we found our clearing. Eesh, a little bit awkward.
Landing complete.
Boy, oh boy.
Engines offline.
Not ideal. In the middle of a snowstorm, too. Beautiful location, though. Wow. It's nice to be out on this side of this neck of the woods, no pun intended, and have decent frames. And we got our drop off out here. I don't know if this is ideal, but there you have it. Good. All my delivery missions have been successful. No bugs, no nothing. 347,000. Okay, we are in business. Successful day of deliveries, I'd say. Powered engines? Nope. Powered engines? Up, up, and away. Landing gear up. Full throttle. Nav mode. Okay. And now we'll make our way home. So we're gonna open up our map. And we're gonna type in Babbage. New Babbage. About 800 kilometers away. Oh. It's not letting us click. But it's here, right? That's mildly annoying. Let's warp over to Clio really quick.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
Turn ourselves around really quick. Let's see if we can target New Babbage now. Oh, game. Pain in my ass, you are. Is there a way to... How do I make this work? Ah, that's how we do it. So we are going to go to, yep, Microtech, the New Babbage. Perfect. Calibrating for Microtech.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
And New Babbage right around the corner here. Engage.
Quantum drive is now on.
Okay, perfect. So we just want to make our way to the airport, which is just off to the side here. Let's get out of nav mode. And let's just cruise in nice and slow. No rush. Turn our lights off. And while we make our way in, I just want to say it was a pleasure spending some time with you. Hopefully you got some time to relax. Maybe you're sleeping now. Hope you're having fun in Dreamland. I'm looking forward to the next one. We're going to do a variety of games on this channel. Certainly the next time we will definitely do StarCitizen again, and I imagine that the next one we'll do maybe some salvaging, maybe some mining. It'll be fun. Check out some other ships. Maybe I'll roam around in the Vulture. It ought to be a lot of fun. Microtech ATC, this is Commander Siler Morvis, requesting permission to dock. Confirmed, thank you ATC. Let's get that landing gear down. Throttle our speed. Perfect. Maybe not that much. Get a little afterburn here. Perfect. Like a hot knife through butter. There we go. Ease it in. Beautiful. Oh. I spoke too soon, perhaps. Oh, we were coming in from the... Gotcha. We were coming in from the... I guess facing the horizontal, not the vertical. But, no problem. Just ease it in.
There you are. Welcome to New Bat.
We'll check our landing. Minor repairs. A little bit of refueling. But overall, great profit. I don't know, we made 100,000 credits today. Some people make actual millions in a fraction of the time, but it all depends on the jobs you take. If you're making millions, it's because you're taking it from someone else, that's for sure. Okay, well, let's just refill the hydrogen completely here. Okay. Turn off our systems, all systems off. Perfect. Minimal bugs, I have to say I'm quite impressed. StarCitizen has really improved, even though lots of people still like to call it a scam. It's been an alpha for a decade, but honestly, for what they're doing, it's really impressive. Close the doors. Have to run all the way over this way. Store our ship.
To the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility. Please visit us again. Bye.
again, it's been a real pleasure spending time with you. Hope you had a nice relaxing moment. Hope you enjoyed the tunes and the atmosphere and the immersion. I hope I was able to provide something calming and relaxing. I'm so happy you decided to join me as we find calm and peace amongst the chaos. Although today it was pretty peaceful, but I guess, it's not always about the chaos within the games. Sometimes it's about the chaos that we find in life, we just need an escape. And I'm happy to provide that for myself and you. Well, all right. I guess we're off for now, but I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.